What's going on, everybody? It is your boy Dylan Matthews and
Symone. Fight the power.
Today we are talking about, is the NBA really coming back?
Should it come back?
Should it come back? I mean, well, they had the plan in place, but Kyrie done spoke out and he done started something, boy.
So really, Kyrie really set the tone when he said that the players, if the NBA comes back, it's going to be a distraction from what's going on in the larger real world, because sports is a fake world. What's going on in the real world with the police brutality and the systematic racial injustices that's going on in America. And a lot of people were hating and saying, oh, why are we worried about what Kyrie's opinion is? Kyrie is not even playing. He wouldn't even be fighting for a championship, so he really could just be hating. But now that Lou Will really spoke out, and not only spoke out, really yelled out. I mean, he's been very vocal in saying, no, once the NBA comes back, all these shows are just going to be talking about who's going to win it all, and all this superficial.
What happened in the game?
Right.
This, that, and the third.
And all this superficial stuff, and they're going to take away from the real conversations that, surprisingly, a lot of these, sports shows have been having. And now, those figures that we need, like Jalen Rose, isn't going to be able to use his platform anymore to talk about the racial injustices, because he's going to have to be talking about what happened in the bubble game last night.
Exactly. And I've heard, while we're talking about some of these shows, I've heard some of these shows say, well, why can't these players use their platform to, not only play, but also, talk about it at the same time? That's not the point. The point is that they can use their platforms all they want to say what they got to say after the game, but the game itself is going to overtake what's actually going on. They can say all they want, but them playing that game is going to take away from the conversation that needs to be had right now.
Exactly, and all these sports journalists, and not even just the journalists, but the fans, aren't going to have these tough conversations anymore, because they can go back to normalcy, which is just watching the game, looking at highlights, who dunked on who last night, and they're going to have those superficial conversations again, and they're not going to be having these real conversations we've been able to have, because we haven't had the distraction of sports. And sports is a pastime, guys. What's going on is real life. We can live without sports. We can't live without police brutality. We can't live without racial injustices.
Exactly. It's right now, what's going on right now in the world is bigger than the game of basketball. We can do without the game. We've been out the game of basketball for what? We've been out of sports for 4 or 5 months,
and we're still
almost
alive.
6 months, and we haven't died. Nobody's died, but innocent.
Your heart still beating.
Exactly. Your heart still beating.
And
too.
we're more woke than ever.
Exactly. Our third eye is opening up all the way.
You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. So, but what's happening? But even though we're still alive without sports, but you know what? People out here who should be alive aren't alive, because police are out here killing black folks when they shouldn't be. And
then also these players can continue to use their platform even if the NBA is going on, but they won't be able to use their platform to the fullest, because they are going to be trying to put their attention, which they should be, into their craft and winning the championship. Like we see these NFL players who are out of season right now are able to protest, make these different videos, like we saw with NFL players, had that whole video pushing like the NFL to make a real statement. And we saw the Clemson players, Deshaun Watson and DeAndre Hopkins, calling for change in Clemson. They wouldn't have the time to do all of that if they were in season. Like Jaylen Brown drove from Boston to Atlanta to lead a protest. He wouldn't be able to do that if he was in the bubble. These guys, we need the guys with the big platforms to draw attention, because they're the ones who can push change quicker, because they are the ones who are the pawns and whatever for a lot of these white decision makers. So Steven Jackson made a great point by saying the NBA owners haven't said anything.
Not a word.
All we've heard from the NBA owners is, when can we expect more basketball? But when can we expect equality in our world that we're living in? And he made a great point. All they're going to do is come out with a little video with probably guys wearing a fist, the hand. It's going to be a white hand and a black hand video.
Something weak.
Right,
some
it's going to be like some white players and black players shaking hands. Sports is where we're all equal.
Exactly.
We need sports. We love sports. Get out of here.
Get out of here with that nonsense. With that
we want to see action, like Steven Jackson said. We don't need any more videos, any more promos, any more statements. We need action. We haven't heard nothing from the NBA owners, so
we need stuff to happen, period. And it's not basketball. We need change. We need equality. We need all this social injustice and these killings to stop, period.
Exactly. And it's going to be a distraction even for us who are, I would say we're woke. Our third eye is open. We've been aware of these issues before, the recent killings that's happened. But I already know if sports comes back, I'm going to slowly stop having these conversations. And we're going to, get
into the game.
Yeah, get into the game.
And the further the NBA gets into its postseason, the more and more, like I said, the more and more we're going to be invested into what's going on in the actual game instead of what's going on in the
outside
real world right
game.
now.
Exactly. And a lot of WNBA players were saying, I've seen a couple of them like with posters at the protest saying, do you support me if I'm not on the court? Do you support me when I'm not on the field?
Right.
And that's what a lot of these athletes are feeling now. I don't know if they felt like this before, but they're feeling this now where they're like, dang, these people only support me when I got a uniform on. When I don't have a uniform on, I'm subject to getting shot by the police.
Right.
And those fans don't really care about me outside of being on the court or being on the field. And they're not ready to just go suit up and be a pawn for America again. Just America's pastimes.
Exactly. They're seeing that, when I'm off the court, I'm just another black person who you don't care about, who you could care less about, who you don't care if I get shot on the street by police or not unfairly. So they're like, I'm not suiting up. They're not suiting up for y'all. Until y'all show that y'all are with them when they're off the court, they have no reason to suit up for y'all, nor should they suit up for y'all.
And I just want to say, we talked about, the players. Did we say who the players were that were like, we know CP3, we know Lou Will, Russell Westbrook, Donovan Mitchell, all of these, Kyrie Irving, Katie, all of these guys are in the conversation to not have the NBA come back.
Right.
And you see a guy like, because people were saying, oh, Kyrie is not even in the equation. These are championship contenders. Russell Westbrook would be a championship contender. Lou Will would be a championship contender.
CP3, their team wouldn't even be in the playoffs.
And CP3 busted his butt this season. An older guy,
went on a whole
team.
Vegan diet.
Right.
Changed his whole lifestyle just to be able to make his team better. And he is willing to throw all that away. All his hard work this season for the bigger picture, and that's what it's all about. Because
CP3, Russell Westbrook, they have sons. They know that at the end of the day, that's what's mattered, not basketball. Their sons being able to go outside and chill and just
not having to live in fear.
Exactly. So it's bigger than that. And we saw Austin Rivers. I don't know what other athletes at this point spoke out against
Kyrie Irving's comments.
Yeah, Kyrie Irving and Lou Will, but we know Austin Rivers basically said, I understand where they're coming from, but also we need a distraction right now. That's not what we need right now.
And also he was talking about that the NBA players, some of them need that check. Y'all making thousands and millions of dollars. If y'all don't file for
unemployment like everybody else.
Exactly. And first of all, aren't y'all supposed to be money manager anyway? I mean, y'all don't get paid when y'all in the off season for months. And y'all are fine. Y'all don't complain about it then.
And y'all wouldn't be the only ones without a check. It's non-athletes that's fighting for a check right now. So I don't want to hear that from multi-millionaires. If y'all don't file for unemployment, y'all know we getting the extra $600.
Right. Come on, y'all stimulus probably came soon.
Right,
don't front.
Stimulus, don't front. It's bigger than that, Austin Rivers. Like, I know you thirsty. You want to get that championship. Right. The Rockets gonna be fine.
Y'all be alright.
Right. Y'all got some of the freshest.
Y'all can fight for it again. Exactly. Y'all still got a young squad.
Yeah, y'all still got a young squad. Y'all be alright.
Exactly. Ease up, bro.
We don't like the Rockets. You know what I'm saying? Doc got you, Austin. If you struggling to pay a bill, he got you. Don't worry. Right. He got you.
But you got yourself. You made plenty of money. You be alright.
Yeah. Come on now.
If your Diddy ain't got you, you got you. Your mama got you too, I'm sure.
Or Houston Department of Labor. Like
Jay Todd didn't give you a loan. He know you probably good for it.
Yeah,
Russell
they know
too.
you probably good for it. I know Russ good with his money. I know Russell Westbrook good with his money.
Yeah, exactly.
They really on that blog, like him and his wife got the whole blog.
Exactly.
I know they find
Russell throw you some of his Jordan money, he'll be all right.
So, is there anything else we need to?
I think we touched it all. I mean, the main point is
we want sports. We do, but we want freedom first. Like
exactly.
And the revolution is moving so fast right now. There's nothing more that the anti-unity people want than us getting distracted and us stopping the protests. A man was just killed last night in Atlanta. Like,
for being asleep at a drive-thru at Wendy's, for being asleep.
Exactly, with his back turned, unarmed to the police.
Running away from the police, getting shot 3 times.
Watch basketball. Like, I can't just watch basketball and act like none of this is happening.
Exactly. Equality first, sports later. Sports can always wait. Sports will always be there for us, okay? Y'all will make that money back up some way, somehow. It'll be some years down the road, but y'all will be okay.
And nobody wanted LeBron to win this year than me. It'll be nothing I want to see more.
Nobody.
Nothing I want to see more. And we know LeBron's knees are getting wore down. This is one of the best teams, like you said, that LeBron's has been on in a minute. Probably since the Heat.
Literally nobody. Symone. Oh, man, I really wish LeBron would win the championship.
Right. There's nobody I want to see more win the championship. The only thing I want to see more is justice in America. And LeBron has started this whole vote campaign and everything. Would he have been able to do this if he was in the bubble?
Nope.
They want them in the bubble. They want these guys with the big platform in the bubble with no access to what's going on outside.
They want them just dribbling and shooting. They don't want them talking. They don't want them speaking out.
Right. They want them to just shut up and dribble. And that's what they're trying to make them do right now. And really, the bubble basketball wasn't even be the same, guys. Y'all are really hyping up. We don't even know what that bubble basketball was like. For all we know, it might look like another regular AAU tournament. With all those courts.
Exactly. All those courts, all that dribbling going on. Ain't nobody making no noise for real.
And you know it's going to be drama in the bubble, too. All them dudes together. Right. You know, some people going to be finding out they dating the same girl.
Boys.
Or they dated somebody's mom.
Oh, my goodness.
You know, a lot of truth was going to be coming out of that bubble.
A lot of truth would be coming out. There might be some scraps, because some side chicks might be some babe chicks for other people. That side chicks for others.
Hey, you in the bubble right now?
Right. Are you in the bubble?
Nah, you can't come through right now.
Right.
Bubble.
Messy boy.
So, yikes. Dylan, do you think the NBA is coming back?
Unfortunately, I do think it's going to come back. I think some players will sit out, but I do think it's going to come back. And I think ultimately some players are still going to play just because they don't want to miss out on the opportunity. But I do think it's going to come back just because it feels like, too much momentum has gone towards the NBA coming back. I feel like it might be too much of a freight train now to stop. I hope I'm wrong. I hope it doesn't come back, but I think it will.
I honestly don't know what to think because it's some very influential players that are the ones speaking out against the NBA comeback. And even though we just heard from Lou Will, obviously I feel like Lou Will wouldn't be speaking out without having, I don't know, but I feel like he's had those conversations with Kawhi and Paul George. And maybe we know they're not the most vocal guys or anything. So Lou Will could be the one that's just speaking out for the whole team.
That's true.
So I don't know. We've got some very influential guys saying no. We got, somebody from the Rockets. We got somebody from the Clippers. I don't know. I just know Jaylen Brown's been very active in the community. I don't know his position on this matter.
From the Jazz, OKC.
Yeah, so we've gotten some very influential guys speaking out. So I don't know. And even without the protests going on, a lot of guys didn't want to play in the bubble, period, because that's a very high stress situation. They'll be away from their family, away from society for months. Yeah, so even without this going on, they didn't want to be in. There's a lot of people that didn't want to be in the bubble, period. So. We'll see. We don't have all the answers. Yeah. But let us know what you guys think.
Y'all think the NBA is coming back? Do y'all think they should come back? Let us know what you think in the comments.
Do y'all want that healthy distraction? I don't know. I'm not trying to be distracted from the revolution right now. I gotta keep my eye open.
Gotta keep that third eye open, boy.
You know what I'm saying?
Y'all want equality before y'all want sports, don't y'all? Knowing that you have equality and that you can leave an NBA game once we're allowed to go back to NBA games. Once you know you can leave the NBA game without getting shot wrongfully, won't that make you feel better about watching sports and going to sporting events
without getting profiled?
Exactly. So y'all choose. Y'all decide. Let us know what you think.
The revolution's here. We on the train.
Exactly. Choo, choo, choo.
Bye.
Bye.